Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we're going to create this little sort of parallax section down here. There it is. And when you hover over it, it's going to pop up with a gradient text headline, and the headline is going to take us down to a separate section. Really easy to do, and if you're mousing around somebody's site and that pops up, it's going to get your eyeballs on it pretty quickly. Really easy to do, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is enable the Visual Builder. And once enabled, let's go down to where we want to work. We're using the fantastic Divi Supreme Modules Plugin to do this today. It's a premium plugin, and you can get the link below this video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this whole section that we've got here, and we'll start from scratch. I'm going to create a new section, a little blue button right there. I'll make it a regular section. I'm going to put a single row and single column in there. Divi comes as standard with all the light grey modules, plenty enough to build just about any site. When you add Divi Supreme, you get another 42 of these awesome modules right here, as well as some more regular Divi ones there. The one I'm going to use today is the gradient text module. There it is right there. And let's put in our awesome headline. Or whatever it is you want to say there, obviously. Link wise, well, I'm just going to link it to another section. You can link it to anywhere you want. But I've got this section down here just called flip for these flip cards. So I'll show you how to do that. Well, let's link to a different section. I'll create a new one for this section right here, and we'll link to this section in a moment, and let's call it buttons. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to say hashtag because I'll create a CSS ID of buttons for this particular section right here. And we want it in the same window because it's just going to pull it down there. Now let's go back up to our text. Background wise, this is where you choose the background color for your actual gradient text there. I'm going to leave mine just like that, but you can use an image or a regular color if you prefer. So let's go into our design. Let's make our text the color that we want it. I want it to be in the middle. And our title text, I want it to be pretty big. So I'm going to make it bold. Well, let's choose a different font so it's more blocky. Divi comes with a ridiculous amount of fonts, a crazy amount. And I think here's one we just used. We'll make it bold. And let's make it a lot bigger. So I've got it pretty much as big as I can get it there, without it doubling into two lines. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make our section the full width here. So let's just save what we've got there, and we'll make it bigger in a moment. I'm going to go into my little row, the green tab. I'm going to go to design. I'm going to go to sizing. I'm going to pull the width all the way up to 100%. I'm going to copy the 100%, Control C, and paste it in below in the max width, or you can just type it in if you prefer. We've now got a full width row, and we can make our text even bigger if we want to. As you can see, when I hover over that, the row stretches full screen now. If we go back into our module, we can make this even bigger. So I've got 100 there. Let's try 150. There we go. Could even do more. Do 170. Great, that's fine. And I'm going to give this a bit of spacing top and bottom, and I'll take any spacing away that's on our padding and our row. So we're in our gradient text settings still in design. Let's go to spacing. And I'm going to give it padding top 120 and padding bottom 120. Just put the 120 in, it'll put the pics there for you. Hit the chain and it'll do the opposite side for you. Great. So now let's take any padding away from our section. I've gone into the blue tab for the section. I'm going to go to design and spacing. I'm going to put 0 in and hit the chain. So we've got none top and bottom there. While I'm here, let's put a background image in here. So I'll go back to the content, background, and let's choose an image and pop him in. So you've got color, gradient, image. Put something colorful in the background there. There we go. Okay. Now let's save that. Now let's go into the row, the green tab right here. We can put a color in that background there and make that a little darker. So again, let's go into the background. Let's put black in there. Now, I don't want it quite as black as that, so I'm going to left click on here. And I'm going to pull this down so it's about the hue that I want it. That'll work. We can still see the headline great and see the picture great. Great. Now, just for extra interest, we can go in there and we can make that background image parallax. So let's go back into our section, go into the background, go onto the image, use parallax effect. I'm going to use CSS parallax, which is actually fixed background. That makes it move loads when we, well, it's actually staying still, but it gives you a lot of movement going on there. That's fine. Great. Okay, the only other thing, we got a little bit of padding on our row, top and bottom. So I want to take that away. So again, we'll go into the green one, design and spacing. And we'll put 0 in top and bottom on this one also. So we've got our module just sitting there like that. That's going to make it easier for us to make it disappear and appear. Okay, well now let's go back into our module. Dark tab for the module. And like I say, you can put an image in the background there if you don't want a gradient. You can go ahead and put an image in or anything you want there. Let's find something crazy. There you go. You're not going to miss that. And of course you can make it cover or fit, actual size, center, align it, what have you. But I'm just going to use my gradient. I'm happy with that right there. Okay, so we've got it linking, we've got it there, but I don't want to see it until somebody puts their mouse over this section here. So to do that, we'll go into our design. I'm in the gradient text settings again, design. I'm going to go down to filters. I'm going to go down to opacity or see-throughness. Now if you hover over the dark legending there, these little icons will pop up. If you click on the little arrow there, it'll give you a desktop version and a hover version. There's the desktop version and a hover version. Hover version is obviously when your mouse is on it. So when the mouse is not on it, I don't want to see it at all. And when the mouse is hovering on it, I want it to be fully visible, so I'll bring this back up to 100%. Great. Now, we've made a link to a CSS ID called buttons for this section down here, so we've got to give it, this section, that link. So let's save our changes here. Let's go into this little section we've got right here, which is a row. I'll go into the row, and you can do this on a row, a section, or a module. I'm going to go to advanced, CSS ID and classes, and we call it buttons, hashtag buttons, which is a CSS ID. So we just need to put buttons in here, or whatever you called yours. I think that's what we called it. I'll just check that link in a minute. So we've got a CSS ID of buttons on this little row right here. Let's make sure that's the same link as we've got in this one. Buttons, yeah, hashtag buttons, fantastic. We should be good to go. And exit the visual builder. Go on down. There's our little parallax section right there. Nothing going on. As soon as our mouse goes over it, our little headline's going to pop up there. You're not going to miss that. And if you click on it, it takes us down to our little button section there. Like I say, that's a pretty eye-catching little thing to have on your site. People aren't going to miss that. And you want to get things noticed. Really easy to do with the Divi Supreme modules. So I hope you've enjoyed that today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.